one thing that people don't understand about being a woman in your 20s is how complicated regulating your emotions can be when there's so many new experiences, so many new people, and you're only just learning adulthood and what comes with it. As a woman, it can definitely be very complicated to understand how to be normal.
Translation, she's saying basically it's hard not to be up. That's it.
Men have never felt more invisible. Invisible on social media, invisible in society, invisible to the opposite sex, invisible in relationships, invisible in dating, not even overlooked anymore, completely invisible. And if you're a man over 40, you might as well be wearing the Harry Potter invisibility cloak. Your opinions don't matter, your views don't matter, your feelings don't matter. Nothing about you matters. You might as well be invisible. Obviously, this isn't how I think, but this is how society is at the moment. If you're a good-looking younger man, you might get a little bit of, people might take notice of you. But if you're an older man who's just Mr. Average Joe, you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, no one is listening to what you've got to say. You only need to look on TikTok to see if a man speaks up, it gets literally squished. Whereas a woman speaks up, it gets out to thousands and thousands of people and the video goes viral. What can you do about this? Should you just accept the fact that you're going to be invisible until the day you... No, take back your visibility. Speak up for what you believe in. Demand to be heard, whether this is just you in everyday life or in your relationship. Don't be treated like crap on the bottom of the shoe by anybody, and especially not by women. You are not invisible. Asian men, come on, George Clooney has never been hotter. Actually, I saw a video the other day where George Clooney and Brad Pitt were dancing at like a festival or something, and all the comments from the younger people were like, oh my god, these men need to realise that they're old and past it. They need to go away somewhere and... I was like, are you crazy? George Clooney and Brad Pitt are better looking now than you will ever be, you stupid young person. But yeah, I got distracted there. But yeah, men, do you feel invisible now? Are you happy to be invisible and overlooked? Or are you ready to stand up and be like, this is me, this is who I am now? If you don't like it, let me know. Sunny here today in Watford, so...
And I'm not signing a prenup. Because what do you mean when they slide you a paper saying, okay, here's everything that comes with your marriage? You're going to be like, hold up, I don't want this part. I don't want her to have access to this. That part really doesn't work for me. Let's just go ahead and leave that part out. We're not going to include that. Yeah, so now sign this. No, you can keep it. We don't have to get married because it's going to be all or nothing over here. Because aside from getting married for love and commitment, it offers legal protections. But if we're going to leave out the entire legal concept of a marriage, then we probably should just express our love and commitment for one another without getting married.
We can just keep everything off papers at that point.
And honestly, I feel like if you have to take that extra step of precaution, you don't trust me. And you should probably put more thought into who you're marrying. If you feel as though I'm that bitter of a person, or there's a possibility that I'm going to try to take everything you own if things were not to work out, then you probably shouldn't be getting married to me. And honestly, it's not even something we should be thinking about because that's only in case of divorce. And we're not getting divorced.
This is so stupid because you can't be trusted. I don't care who you are. If you're a female and you're getting married, you can't be trusted. That's just the truth.
Hey, I'm probably going to lose some people over this one, but if I do, so be it. But can we stop pretending that men are the reason that there's these unrealistic and extremely high beauty standards for women? Like, can we all stop pretending that's because of men? Like, come on, it isn't. It isn't. You're going to see, the patriarchy and all this, and I'm not, like, this isn't even about that, but, like, no. The only reason women get so dolled up is for other women to know that they got dolled up. Like, women care more about what other women look like in public than men do. I promise. I promise. Men, be a man, back me up here, please, because it's true. Men don't give a flying crap how long your eyelashes are, how much foundation you got on, what kind of style of eyeliner you're using. No. No. I'd say 85% of men would rather see you with the messy hair, no makeup, and wearing one of his oversized t-shirts and some PJs than wearing all that makeup. Stop pretending men are the reason that there's unrealistically high beauty standards of eggs. Stop. Please. Respectfully.
I just can't get women because I'm short. I just can't get women because I'm short. Cope. Take your legs, open the door, step outside. There's a short man. He's in a relationship. You could have a relationship. There might be something wrong with you, baby, but it ain't your height. But most women say they want someone over 6 foot. Well, clearly they are willing to date shorter people. Are you still outside? Are you still outside looking around? Okay. I think it's time for you to turn inward and figure out what else is wrong with you. Maybe you're not funny. Do you ever consider that? Maybe your outfits are absolutely garbage. Are you wearing Crocs everywhere you go? I like Crocs, but not everywhere you go. Maybe you're really mean. Women don't like mean men. They actually dislike mean men more than they dislike short men. They don't dislike short men that much either. But T, you're always talking about how you want a tall man. I am 6 foot tall myself. Of course I want someone taller than me. Is most women's standard, not 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". It's man who is taller than me. If you don't believe me, are we still outside? Are you still outside looking around? Okay, the evidence backs me up. If you think being short is the reason you're not in a relationship, you're wrong. There is something else wrong with you. Let that be encouraging because that's probably something changeable. And if it's changeable, then you have no excuse. Stop complaining.
You're just listening to your truth. You're just being honest with yourself. To choose yourself, even when it's super uncomfortable, that takes a lot of courage. And it's not selfish. You can appreciate what you've had, the love that you had, the things that you shared together, and still acknowledge that it's time to move on. It's okay to want more for yourself. And you're brave for not settling, because there are a lot of people that stay in relationships they don't want to be in because they're too afraid to.
Newsflash, marriage should not be treated the same way as when you're dating. You play by different rules when you're married because you made a commitment. You made vows to stay together through better or worse. That means that you should do everything that you can to maintain the relationship. You shouldn't just give up so easily. So when you say that you're just not feeling it, you're just not happy anymore, you're just feeling like you were a different person when you chose him, and so now you want to leave. After you promised that you would stay around forever, I think that does kind of make you the bad guy. And look, no one's holding you down in that marriage. Like, the man, if he knows that you really want to leave, like, he would rather you just leave. But in those situations, I don't think that it's fair to say that it was a mutual thing, and definitely not right for you to make him the bad guy. Which is why if you make a promise and then you end up breaking that promise, you should absolutely take accountability for that. And you should treat it as so, which means that during divorce proceedings, you shouldn't try to take everything that he has. You should actually maybe give him a little bit more.
The passport bros are market disruptors. They are disrupting the peace sleeve protectionism. They are breaking up the coochie cartel, if you will.
Coochie cartel.
Now, I can't use the other word, so yeah. Okay. They're breaking it up. Black Americans had a coochie cartel.
Okay.
So the cultural programming is that black men must select a black woman from the United States. And if he doesn't, he's out, he hates himself, he's a lame, and so forth. The passport bros have disrupted everything. We've done in our crack R&D department here at the Black Manosphere Conclave, because we got a number of quants, we got brilliant guys. Like I said, we do MIT level training. One of the brothers did a breakdown analysis and found that every time a brother files a DS-11 form with the United States Department, get a passport, a sister somewhere in Black America is taking a $30,000 a year hit, year on year. They just revealed, and I can't remember who did it, but I saw it online. They just revealed an interesting statistic that the average man in America spends 15 grand on a woman, whereas he only spends about 1,500. So our number was 30,000. Their number was 15,000. Take your pick. Either way, that's a substantial amount of money every year. And how many black women can afford to take a $30,000 a year hit? How many black women can afford to take a $15,000 a year hit?
Let me just be direct here. How many people have you been with?
Been with? Like dated?
Intimately.
I mean, I've had probably, I think, 3 serious boyfriends.
And how long?
Are you asking how many people I've slept with?
I'll just be direct. Yeah, how many people have you done that with?
That's a crazy question we're 25 minutes into a first date. I have no issue answering the question if we were, I don't know, seeing each other a few months and it was like kind of relevant, but right now it doesn't seem relevant to who knows what if we just see each other
so
again.
That's something that you want me to find out like later down the road once I start, once I can't, once we're together, and then you'll be honest with me. That's what you're saying.
I'm being honest with you now that I don't think it's an appropriate question. I'm not going to answer that.
And I really like, the conversation between Anton and I can't remember her name. But essentially, she was like, man, we date the bad boy. Because I think his question was, why don't y'all just choose the good guy? Why don't y'all just choose the guy that's good for you? We're not even talking about the good guy. Why don't you just choose the guy that's good for you? Well, it's programmed in us that we want to be victims. And so if we go with the bad boy, then at some point in time, we're going to be a victim. And we can say, oh, it wasn't my fault. I'm a single mother. It wasn't my fault. I would just head over heels in love. Yeah, maybe. But I also think that for a lot of these modern women, they like the thrill. They like to live life on the edge. So if I can get this guy, I'm going to ride with him because he treats me right. He might get a little testy sometimes, but he treats me all right. And there's the highs and the lows. There's the ups and the downs of everything. I like that. That's stimulating for me. They're always chasing this, their validation and attention for modern women is a drug.
Why do men talk about women turning 30 and being single as if it's like the worst thing in the world? They're free from you. We should have a ceremony. They're blessed. They're free from your shit. That's awesome. You don't like them anymore? That's great.
Okay, first of all, men aren't talking about, this is ridiculous. Men aren't talking about 30 as, oh, you're 30 years old, like good for nothing. That's not what's happening. Okay. We know that these ages, by the way, when people marry are getting older and older and older, right? We used to say 35 was when the women would start to panic. It's not even that anymore. I always find myself going into that 35, but I'm like, no, Jed, that was like 5 years ago. Now it's more like 38, 39, 40 now where the panic sets in. Guys aren't saying that about you at 30. What they are saying is that, wow, if I want to have, 5 kids and I want to have a big family and I want to take my time and all of these things, what is my best route to do that, right? And so, yeah, they're looking at your age. And also they're saying, what has she been doing for the last 10 years to get an attitude like this? This woman is like just seething resentment and anger and like, does she seem happy to you? Does she seem happy? Does that education that she's so proud of and the fancy degree that she's so proud of, does she seem happy? Or perhaps would another woman who didn't do that, who came, out of high school, maybe went to some little bit of college, wasn't particularly ambitious, but got like a small job helping her family out, is, super feminine, is, didn't have all the stress of the career climb, is, in her like feminine energy, is happy, is watching the, oh, look at the grass. It looks so pretty today, is calm. And who would a guy choose? Just tell me, who would you choose? It's so obvious, right? Do you need a headache like this because she has a fancy degree? Or do you need someone who's just content, right?
Because the key is with women who kind of monkey branch from one man to the other is they pick men that they don't truly admire to begin with. They pick men that just adore them, but they don't particularly admire. When they're in that position, they automatically feel like they can do better. The moment you are with a man that just totally adores you and you don't truly admire him, you think this must not be the best deal. Because if it was, I would be admiring you more. So they're constantly on the lookout for a man that they truly admire. And until they find that, they'll keep their eyes open. But if they find a man that they truly admire and they're truly attracted to, those two things, admiration and attraction, she's loyal to a fault.
When a man decides to reset his life, the first thing that he does is not about jumping into the gym. It's not about changing how he looks at all. He restricts access to himself. He becomes more selective with who gets access to him, who gets access to his energy, who can reach him, who gets access to him emotionally. He starts to pull back from people that literally drain him. He will stop explaining himself. He will stop entertaining chaos. He stops giving unlimited access to people that add pressure to his life instead of peace. He restructures his circle, his priorities, and his schedule. Let me be clear, this is not because he's cold-hearted. No, he is focused now. Now, we all know that men are emotionally intelligent. They don't cut people off because they're angry. They cut people off because they are done bleeding out in places that cannot heal him. When a man is in his reset season, it is all about him guarding his peace. We all know when a man is protecting his peace, everything in his life is about to blow up.
Men, why is it that the nicest guys are always in the friend zone? Like, I heard that women tend to put like the sweetest men ever straight into the friend zone, and like it makes zero sense to me. Why wouldn't you want a partner who treats you really, really well? You know, I'm hoping that my future husband will be, you know, like that, so that I can, you know, reciprocate the love and the care and the effort, so that we can hopefully live happily ever after. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Let me know if you've ever been in the friend zone and why you think women tend to do this weird behavior.
So when were you going to tell me you were cheating on me?
We got a cheating accusation. We need all hands on deck right now. What kind of evidence are we working with here? What kind of evidence? Uh-oh. I'm seeing DM receipts. This is not good. All right. Just tell him it wasn't you. Tell him that's edited. That's not even you. Not working. Not working. Okay. Cue the waterworks. Cue the waterworks. Start crying. We got to get to the manipulation tactics. Waterworks aren't working. We need backup. We need backup. I'm going to need you to start gaslighting. Just tell him it's his fault. Tell him it's his fault. He has never treated you well enough, so you needed to go get validation somewhere else. This is not good. It's his fault. Gaslight. Gaslight. We're fucked. We're fucked.
When you leave selection up to women, they typically screen for the traits that aren't good for their long-term security.
Yeah.
For example, girls, when they're hot and have the high market value, they typically want the bad boy. The bad boy, however, is not going to be a good long-term partner. Bad boy comes in, has her, uses her, creates emotional trauma, leaves her worse off than when you met her.
Yeah.
She goes and meets another bad boy. This happens again and again and again.
Scammer, drug dealer.
Exactly. It's not until she's lost a significant amount of her value at 30 years old plus that she wakes up and realizes, I need to find a guy that I can consolidate on that actually has some kind of security. But by then, her value's dropped off so precipitously that any guy that, you know, has value is not going to want to go ahead and do this exchange, because this exchange puts him at a negative area. So that's where women end up in this weird catch-22 situation where they're not able to get the man that they want anymore. And that, my friends, is the life of a modern woman a lot of the times. Cooked.
And the guy that would have been good for her, the lame in the square, ends up being last choice after they've been ran through.
The three major Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, all practice arranged marriages to some degree. Why is that? Because they knew, and even other cultures, they knew that arranged marriages are the way to keep your daughter from her own life up.
In case you needed a reminder, every single one of your straight guy friends will you if given the opportunity.
Yeah, this is so true. We can't be friends with girls just normally because we can't really relate to women, to girls in the same way we could to another guy. We just have completely different, like, frames of reference of the world. It just doesn't work. I think I can speak on behalf of all the guys here when I say those guys are attracted to 80% of women or more, but women, it's complete opposite. They'll be attracted to, like, the top 20, 10, 5% of guys only, and the other guys are repulsive to them. Yeah, that checks out. This all goes back to our primal evolutionary needs. A woman's primal purpose is to bear as many children from the same guy that she's picked out as having good genetics. That's why women are only attracted to, like, the top few percentile of men. On the other hand, a man's primal purpose is to be with as many women as possible so that he can bred his seed and prolong the human race. It's very simple. So men are attracted to most women because that fits the strategy perfectly. As a guy, you can't be coping. You've got to start fixing all the aspects of your life, improving. You need an exact blueprint. You need the map. Check out the link in my bio, boys.
Like, you're not going to give up your seat so that a kid can sit next to her mom?
Hey, Alexis. As a full-grown adult,
you seem really confused by the fact that the world does not, in fact, revolve around you. You booked tickets on a flight for you and your 7-year-old daughter, knowing full well that you weren't seated together. That was a choice that you made. And I believe that you booked those seats separate because you believed that once you got on that flight, you were entitled to somebody moving so that you could sit next to your 7-year-old daughter.
But I said, would you mind switching with us so that I can sit next to my daughter? And he said, no, actually, I want to sit in the window.
And now you're pissed that somebody actually said no.
And honestly, and I know that this is going to be a controversial opinion and I don't care, but I don't think that airlines should allow children to sit on their own.
You chose those seats, those separate seats.
They should not sell a seat to a minor if the minor is not seated next to an adult.
So let's run through that scenario. You're booking a flight. You're sitting separately from your child. That's how you're booking the flight. However, if airlines don't allow it, they're not going to allow you to book that flight. And let's not forget, you did get somebody to move for you. But apparently you spent the entire flight not minding your business, instead keeping tabs on the person who dared to say no to you.
But this kid didn't, it's not like he had a medical condition. He just wanted to like look out the window. I also expected him to be like vlogging or like wanting to see like the city as we landed. He was literally playing chess on his iPad the entire time. Like, he wasn't even gazing out the window. He didn't take one photo. He might have closed the shade at like one point. I think he fell asleep.
They weren't enjoying that window seat in the way that you thought that they should. They bought their own seat. They can do whatever the they want, which includes people saying no to you because your lack of preparedness does not constitute anyone else's emergency. Hope this helps.
And I understand what Sadia is talking about. If she truly is attracted and truly admires that man, but you have to understand the quote unquote standard for attraction and of attraction is so high for these modern women. You have to do so many things and get so many things right. There's always this joke that goes around where you send women into a store and basically they go up each level and they're like, oh man, this is a really good guy, but I want to see what else is out there. And they get to the top of the floor or the top floor and then there's no men up there because nobody can beat your standard. They went through 5 or 6 rounds of good men. They met the perfect man, but they still weren't happy. That's what's happening for a lot of these modern women in a lot of these situations, is that they do actually come across the man. And once again, that's what Anton was talking about. They do come across the right man, but because they're so selfish and short-sighted, they pass him up thinking that there's better out there.
39 and single, and today I was supposed to have a first date, but he canceled. So let's talk about dating in your 30s. I think your late 30s. A little bit about my dating history. I've never been married, never been engaged, no kids. And I've only been in love once. It's been years since I've had a serious relationship. I do want to get married and I still want to have kids. I recently joined Hinge again. I just decided to take really the last year off of dating. Side note, I've been taking Rogaine because I want to grow more hair and it works. Being back in the dating pool with honestly a really fresh mindset, I've learned a few things about myself and better understand what I'm looking for. I've learned that very high on my list is someone who's driven and has ambition, intentional with everything they do. I just find that to be a very attractive quality. On the flip side, when it comes to me, I've learned that I need to relax. I get in my head really fast, really easily, and so I've tried to just start really enjoying dating and enjoying the dating process. And I don't know if it was the mental flip or that I just had a good couple dates, but it's helping. I would like to say a few things. I think that when you are in your early 30s especially, you start to feel that panic of like, I have to meet someone, I have to have kids. I want to encourage you to relax and enjoy your life. I promise you, you have more time than you think. Obviously, I am not naive to biological limitations, but I will say that I am just really happy in this phase, despite the fact that I do really want to have kids.
What century are we in?
The 7th century.
The 7th century?
I actually don't know.
What year was the U.S. founded? What year was the U.S. founded, starting with you?
I don't know, this one.
Guess.
1890 something. I don't know.
Who did the U.S. gain its independence from, starting with you?
From France? Yeah. I don't know. Is it France? I don't know.
One of the worst things we can do as men is to be with women who don't want us. I've been in that position too. I have simped. I've been in the friend zone. I've done all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you, gentlemen, don't do it. It's never a good idea. Stop trying to win women over. You don't have to win women over. You deal with the women who show interest in you and want to get on your program and are proving their worth to you. See, you had to work to become a high value man. You don't have to work for a woman. A woman has to work for your last name. She has to work for your ring. She has to work for your commitment. Because we grew up in Disney, and when we were told that it was us that needed to do the other, that's why they hate these channels. They hate the channels where we start telling men, no. Most women do not want you moving this way because it puts them squarely in a position where they got to compete. It puts them squarely in a position where you have options, you have leverage. Well, guess what? Why? Because it's your turn now, gentlemen. Winter is coming. And when winter is here and you are high value, you are in that top 20%, top 10%, you have options, you have leverage. Use them for your benefit.
Me or a 2007 Toyota Corolla?
How many miles you got on it?
I'm a virgin.
How many miles does a Toyota Corolla have on it?
I don't know, what's 60,000?
60. How many miles you got? You said you're a virgin?
Yeah.
Toyota Corolla could get me from point A to point B. A woman, I'm sorry, you can't get me from point A to point B. You get me to. I'm going with the.
Wow, hell is crazy.
What?
I said hell is crazy.
I'm sorry, that's just true. Toyota Corolla.
And to be completely honest, game never left. It's just that a lot of men were dumb enough to fall for it when men started to say, oh, game is lame, guys. But every time men get on the internet and start moaning, talking about, oh, if a girl really liked you, she wouldn't care how you treated her. I always say, I literally know 0 players that are not kind and affectionate and loving to their girls. Like, they have multiple girlfriends who usually know that they're seeing multiple people because they refuse to commit. They usually have multiple girls in love with them because the number of men who are thoughtful, sweet, and affectionate is so scarce that they're willing to share. Playboys or dogs, whatever you want to call them, they're not rolling up on women with like, hey, yo, they are 100% affectionate. They're not maybe committed. They're maybe not even consistent, but they could sweet talk the teeth out of your head. I have never cried over a man who started a conversation or a date with what a woman's place is and what he wants from me. But I have cried over men who rubbed my feet on the first date. But I have cried over men who used to stock their fridge with my favorite snacks and put on my favorite show the moment I walked in the door. Call it what you want, but men duped you motherfuckers by telling you that having game was being a simp.
Careful. Be careful.
Careful of what?
Be careful. Flip them. Flip them. Flip the eggs. Flip the eggs. Flip. Flip. More oil. Put more oil right now. More oil. More oil. Hurry up. More oil.
Okay.
No, too much. Too much oil. Too much oil.
Oh my God.
Now be careful. Flip the egg. You never listen to me when you're cooking. You never listen. Oh my. No salt? Put salt. Salt. Salt it right now. Salt it. Salt it. Too much salt. That's too much salt.
Oh my God. What is your problem? You don't think I know how to cook 2 eggs?
I just wanted to show you what it feels like when I'm driving.
So I saw this post. She said, I don't believe in hypergamy because most women choose to date broke, chopped, unemployed men. I have an opinion about this right here, okay? But first and foremost, you guys understand, I don't care about hypergamy. I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. I don't think anyone should date someone they're not attracted to, even if this person is their looks. But he has a duty to be attracted to someone who they think is chopped or mid. So again, hypergamy, I do not care. But she's saying they date broke, chopped, unemployed men. And I feel like they're saying that because there's like a segment of men that are like just invisible to them. The men she's thinking about, like women dating, sure, they might be like broke and like chopped to her, but I feel like there's an even larger broker and chopped her population underneath that like she's not acknowledging at all. even in like an intentional way, but I think your brain just doesn't register. Because I'm not gonna, if I go outside and I see someone who's like really unattractive, clearly not doing well for themselves, I'm gonna be like, yeah, of course they're not dating anybody. I see a friend date a guy who clearly has more money than that person and looks better than that person, I still might consider that like an unattractive and broke person for my friend to be. Like that's what actually happens. Like I feel like, oh, like there might be a woman who dates like a broke or chopped guy, like by her standard. But like, I feel like the broke and chopped men that the men are talking about are so much worse. Like, so like women don't even know they exist, Loki.
Man who's a 10 out of 10, treats you well, has a great personality, but only makes $100K a year, or an unattractive billionaire. A man who's a 10 out of 10, treats you well, and has a great personality, but he only makes $100K a year, or a unattractive billionaire. Unattractive billionaire.
Yo, they are so stupid. So they'll give up a good guy who's treating them well for an ugly billionaire who's probably not going to treat them well, who's probably going to cheat on them, who's going to have multiple females, who's going to talk to them however they want, disrespect them. They don't care.
You can't be young forever. Ooh-wee. You have multiple dudes. You have the dude to take you out to eat, the dude that was good at the dude you can call when you want a company. She laughing because she knows it's true.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So when a man reaches his peak, y'all like to go, oh, he's still immature. No, he's now at his peak. Status, money, resources, and power. He can have forever, but you can't be young forever.
I ain't playing with you no more.
What do you think most women misunderstand about male dating frustration?
Men want to settle down. If you look at the data, the most recent data around young men, they want families still, they want marriage, they want commitment, they want legacy, they want to build something. The problem with women is that women set the standards for how other women operate. This is called intersexual competition. And with social media, with Botox, filler, eyelashes, these standards, right, to create contrast, and women will empower or position women to engage in the same types of behaviors that they deem to be empowering because they want to minimize the contrast between competition within the market. So all of that being said, women continue to present themselves in ways that do not align with male preference. Men will sleep with women who are attractive. They will engage with women that they are attracted to, but that does not mean that they will commit to the same bucket or tier of women that they lust over. Those are two very different strategies for men. And women don't understand that when men are looking for a long-term partner, they're looking for consistency, they're looking for emotional regulation, they're looking for loyalty, and they're looking for somebody that they can build a life with who has those qualities, the character traits, the morals, all of those things that are aligned with their vision. Men have a vision they want to bring to fruition. They're very purpose driven. If the partner that they have in front of them is not somebody that they deem to be somebody who could support that vision, that purpose in their life, they're not going to commit to that. And unfortunately, women don't understand what men actually want for a long-term partner. They're all trying to keep up with the Joneses of other women who are getting a lot of attention because they fit the category of short-term mating and attraction. But they're not the caliber of women that men actually want to settle down with. And the more that women push other women to engage in these types of behaviors, the less that there is for men to choose from when it comes to long-term commitments.
And once again, you have modern women. They do a lot of stuff and they go a lot of places and they waste a lot of time. And then they get to the point, I think the woman was like 39 years old. They get to the point to where they're like, oh shoot, I actually didn't have as much time as I thought I did. Well, I want you to enjoy this. I want you to just relax and da-da-da-da. Y'all don't have as much time as you think you do. It's the same way with a job. And it's okay. You know, we make deadlines a bad thing. But if you go to work, you have a deadline. It has to be done by this time. Well, you know what? I don't really want to do that. So, you know, I'm just going to keep on pushing it back. It's just better to do it right than to get to this deadline. They're going to fire you. They're going to fire you because they're going to say you had plenty of time. I came to you a month ago. This is honestly a 2-week project. I came to you a month ago because I knew there were going to be some sort of, you know, whatever it is, distractions, life, mental health day. And I asked you to have it on this date because the meeting was going to be 2 weeks later and we needed those whole 2 weeks to get everything in order and practice. But now here it is. The meeting is tomorrow and you've blown through all of that time. That's what modern women are doing. They're blowing through all of the time that they have and then still talking about relax. You don't have enough time to relax anymore.
You're not losing your man because he doesn't love you. You're losing him because you don't respect him, okay? So just let that sink in for a minute and let me explain. Love does not keep a man. Respect does. And most women don't understand what that looks like for a man. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. Your tone, your reactions, how you speak to him when you're upset and when people are watching. Because you can say, I love you all day long, right? It's words. But if you interrupt him, correct him, roll your eyes, make him feel small, belittle him, that's disrespect. And men don't stay where they feel that. They don't argue forever. They will detach quietly. Less effort, less presence, less interest. And once he checks out, you don't bring him back with affection. He's already gone. You think being strong means challenging him, controlling everything, and needing to win. That is not strength, especially feminine strength. That is ego. Respect looks like trusting his lead, listening without trying to overpower him, speaking in a way that builds him up and not breaks him down, okay? You don't lose your voice. You learn how to use it, because when a man feels respected, oh my God, he shows up different, more grounded, more driven, more intentional, more willing to actually lead you. So before you say he's not stepping up, ask yourself this. Have you actually been giving him something worth stepping up for?
Why don't women inherently go with the guy that's best for them?
To keep it very simple, historically, we have been programmed to conform to being a victim. Women, we like to be the one that got done wrong. This is why we struggle with accountability. Most women chase bad boys because being with a bad boy allows you to end up being a victim at some point or another.
Why do they want to be victims?
It is programmed in us that poor me is some type of flex as a woman and as a mother, where the majority of the women right off bat I knew I was going to be a single mother. I knew. And being a single mother, being a woman, poor woman left with children to raise on her own. That is something that they get to flex off of. They believe it is a flex. That's why when I say it produces the worst product, the comeback is, well, he did it to me. The bad boys will allow, you're able to say, girl, I was working with Tyrone, he in the streets. Yeah, he took me out. It was exciting. There's the excitement side, but then there's always, if this doesn't work out with Tyrone, I have a story where Tyrone was the one that did me wrong.
What makes you wifey material?
Do I need to explain?
Yes. Anybody can look good. He ain't lying. What qualities do you have?
I just said it. Like, honestly, like, I think at the end of the day, what makes me wifey material is like my heart. Like, I really, at the end of the day, like, I don't care about like all the. I want you to be a good person. And at the end, like, really what matters is, like, if I break my leg, will you still be with me?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? What makes you wifey material?
Do I need to explain?
Yes. Anybody can look good. He ain't lying. What qualities do you have?
I just said it. Like, honestly, like, I think at the end of the day, what makes me wifey material is like my heart. Like, I really, at the end of the day, like, I don't care about like all the. I want you to be a good person. And at the end, like, really what matters is like, if I break my leg, will you still be with me?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So height matters?
Yeah.
But guys can't change how tall they are.
I mean, y'all always expect us to be short.
I don't judge people based on stuff they can't change, because that's just wrong.
No, I agree. I
Okay, cool. So when you say height matters, you're judging based on something they can't change. Okay. So the point of this interview
But that's a preference.
is your preference is invalid because you can't change it. They could be
invalid.
Yeah.
That's an
invalid preference.
Why? But I can't change it.
opinion.
I
Okay,
can't
but
change
that's
it.
my
Hey,
preference.
she's a 3 and she's a 2. I'm just being real.
Well, you know what? Piece of shit.
I'm just being real. I'm being real.
It's just like
All short men who are trying to date, do you ever feel helpless sometimes? Like, and I mean that with no disrespect. I just saw a Pop the Balloon where bro, he was very short, very small, and they all popped their balloon. All the women popped their balloons. And as like he was going up, going through the line and talking to him, they weren't even looking at him like he was a person. Like he wasn't even like a human being candidate to them. And I mean that in the sense where you see two people talk in like a semi-romantic setting, you can see in their eyes, like, hey, even if I'm not attracted to you, like you're there, like you exist, right? They were straight up looking at him like, yeah, it's your height. Like, just no emotion behind the eyes whatsoever. And I'm just watching, I'm like, oh my God. And anytime I see a man, I always imagine if he asked me for help, what would I tell him? I don't know what I would tell him. Like, I don't know if there's an answer. Now, obviously, there are plenty of women who date short men. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, like, in a situation where you got to put yourself out there and they're all popping the balloons, what could I tell, bro? I don't know if there's an amount of drip that could have saved him from that situation.
He asked me if I knew what love was, and I was like, yeah, or like what I was looking for, and I told him what I was looking for, and then he's like, well, if that's what you're looking for, like, why don't you marry one of your friends? Like, you get that from your friends. Because I was like, I want someone to like have fun with and go on adventures with, and someone that just like I can just like have fun with. And he was like, do you have a friend, like a guy friend like that? And I was like, yeah, my friend Aaron, like I have a lot of fun with him. And he's like, well, then why don't you marry Aaron? And I was like, because Aaron's my friend. And he said, but you said you were looking for someone to have fun with. And he said, I don't know, it was just interesting. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for someone that wants the same things as me. I don't know. I feel like with love, you can't really predict it. So maybe I should stop trying to predict it. Like maybe I'll know when you know. But then I said that I was like, maybe I'll know when I meet the person. And he's like, no, that's not it either. Because you can't package who you are in like a little 2-hour meeting. Like, and you know, and then he said like when you're in your 20s, like everything's new and fresh. And then now it's like, I don't know, it's just, dating does get more complicated with time. I think the chances of finding like a compatible partner increase, but also like it's so different. I feel like when you're in your 20s, you're so impressionable and like anything will go and you'll just, whoever's like cute and like there's not that much history versus now you meet a 40-year-old man. He's had a whole life, like many phases of it. Like this guy was like telling me like he works at Amazon, but he's also had like 3 startups and like lived, and I'm just like, oh, like you've had a whole life, and so have I.
Lady, just date your friend. I mean, it really is that simple. Just date your friend. You have a good guy. He's right there. He's in your friend zone. Date him. The man gave you a great solution, but you don't want to accept it. You just want to keep rambling and talking about nothing. Date your friend and shut the hell up. That's what you need to do. Stop all this yapping and go date your friend. Now, unfortunately for the friend, his life is going to be ruined, but that is your best option. Go date him. Talk to him till his eardrums bleed, but please get off the internet with all this babble. You have your solution. Go handle it. What is the problem? Be like Nike and just go do it. Stop talking to us about it. I don't know what you're waiting on. Maybe you're thinking that mystery man is going to pop up out of nowhere. Go date your friend. It's probably not going to get much better than him, okay? I have to be honest with you, but it's probably not going to get much better than that guy. Go date him, ride off into the sunset, and there you go. Lady, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to help you out. Go date your friend, give that a shot, and that's probably going to solve all your problems. And I just want to say to all the guys listening to this video, I'm sorry for putting your ears through that torture, but if I gotta listen to it, you gotta listen to it too. We're all in this together, all right? Anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next.
What's up, y'all? So recently I saw a video. This is some dumb just get up here and say once again, got up here and said she feels weird and cringed out when she has to call a man. She just feels like she should never have to pick up her phone and call a man to see how he's doing or this, that, and the third. Then the same made a video talking about she does ask niggas for money. Like, so you don't feel weird and cringed out about asking a you just met for money, but you feel weird about calling a to ask him about his day and see if you don't want to jump off the Empire State Building because he's having a up week. You do y'all see why I have to get up here and make videos? Because these is frying our youth for real. You is dumb. You just said you don't like hitting up because it makes you feel weird, but you can hit up for money. What the like please make it make sense. It's frustrating me because you are dumb.
Alright, so what advice do you give to people in relationships? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Niggas in relationships, let me tell you right now, yo, I'm gonna talk to the fellas. Yo, go through her phone, gang. And when you go through her phone, really go through that. Go through the Cash App history. Go through the Zelle history. Go through the Bluetooth. See how many she been in cars with. You see BMW, Benz, Ferrari, Lamb Chop, nigga, you know it's a problem. I'm telling you, go through the deleted messages. Go through the Uber Eats, the addresses in the Uber Eats. See how many addresses she got on Uber Eats. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna save y'all. I'm saving niggas money and I'm saving niggas happiness, bro. I swear to God, like, I'm really giving it to niggas. Like, I'm really showing y'all how to get right. Go through that phone, gang. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Word of my mother. What about for the females? Yo, for the females, yo, just trust him. He not cheating. Look, if he black, he don't cheat. Black men don't cheat, by the way.
You know, you listen to a lot of these clips, and I think it's flat. It's stunning. It knocks you back. The number of women that will sit up here and try to gaslight you. Oh man, there's such a shortage of sweet men out here, of good men out here that we would rather be with the man, even though we know that he's seeing other women and he doesn't want to commit to us. We would rather be with him because he's so sweet and he's so thoughtful and he's desperate. Coping mechanism. Just say that you want the man's money and be done with it. Just say that the man is piping you down and be done with it. There was a singles event once again. It was a singles event, and women sat around there knowing that man was probably the only good looking man in there. Didn't say nothing about being sweet or nothing like that. He was the only good looking man I was interested in. They had a sign up sheet for people to say, hey, this is what I would like, this person I would like to talk to. I'm going to go over there and put my name on the sheet, and hopefully he calls me back. It's like it's a job. And I thought that was crazy, but I went over there and put my number on the sheet too. Exactly. Doing the things that men told you were going to do, because y'all all want the same man.